reason why Pol Pot killed his own people. It was the only way to achieve his vision, such as it was. Pol Pot wanted to create an agrarian utopia, to return Cambodia to the glory days of the Angkor Empire, before the country was corrupted by foreigners' technology and fancy book learning. To that end, he needed to first win the civil war, which tends not to be bloodless. Then he needed to kill off everyone with any particular loyalty to the old regime to consolidate his victory. Then, to start the revolution proper, he needed to get rid of all the educated people, teachers, lawyers, doctors, professors, anyone who spoke a foreign language, even anyone who wore glasses, firstly because they were part of the corrupting influence on the land, and secondly because an uneducated populace is easier to control. This was followed by the standard post-revolutionary purges and stamping hard on any suggestion of dissent. But the bulk of the deaths under Pol Pot were due to labor and famine. Emptying out the cities to create an equal society meant that, in practice, the former city dwellers ended up being treated as an underclass by the actual farmers and were expected to work the hardest. But you can't farm guns, and Pol Pot's policy of extreme aggression against Vietnam
that ultimately caused his downfall
needed a lot of them. So Pol Pot traded food to China in exchange for weaponry and advisory services.
Supposedly, it was the Chinese who persuaded him not to execute the royal family.
China was itself recovering from severe famines as a result of simply idiotic agricultural policies by its own communist government, and more than happy to deal. He took food from the hungry mouths of his own people to provoke a war he couldn't win. A war he was actually trying to prevent by provoking it. Pol Pot's vision for Cambodia was that of a classless, self-sufficient agrarian society without religion, money, and ultimately, without influence from other countries, especially the West. The only way to achieve this vision is by extreme force and killing anyone who resists or who doesn't fit. The ideal which the Khmer Rouge did, or at least tried to do for a while before they collapsed. The direct fallout of this force, along with mass executions, was the death of hundreds of thousands by starvation and disease.
Because of horrible economic planning, the systematic killing of educated people, such as doctors, forced labor and withholding rice from citizens to import it instead. So,
while Pol Pot didn't actually wake up and say, "Hey, genocide sounds like a great idea," his extreme and totalitarian policies that allowed for zero personal freedoms assured that it happened. Of course, Pol Pot and the other main leaders denied responsibility,
I didn't realize it was happening.
while the people underneath them also denied responsibility.
I had no choice, I was just following orders.
These rationalizations have been made by other perpetrators in other genocides, such as the Congo Wars and the Holocaust. One famous particular example of this blame shifting is Adolf Eichmann, a former Nazi. Well, it's true that Cambodia was in a bad state to begin with, having undergone civil war and illegal bombing from the Americans. It in no way excuses the atrocities and responsibility of Pol Pot, especially since he was a mastermind in the process. Pol Pot's vision necessarily required people being forced to do things against their will, and to be killed if they resisted, because he focused on the ends rather than the brutal means to get there. He could justify and deny and rationalize, but it doesn't change the fact that it was genocide.